Welcome to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, show number 707. Today we're going to be wrapping up our coverage of the Consumer Electronics Show. We're going to be talking about a brand new technology that's a wrapping touchscreen. This screen is going to go on the dashboard of your car on all kinds of appliances because for the first time ever, we have a company that can make a touchscreen that can go over anything in any direction, almost any angle. So Atmel's going to be joining us talking about that. We're going to talk about Neat's new cloud option. This allows you to scan in all of those documents, receipts, bills, etc., and have Neat put them in the cloud, organize them for you, do all your backups, makes life a lot easier. We're going to be speaking with AudioFly about their newest headphones. I love what they have done. OmniLink's going to be with us today. Decor, we're going to talk about kitchen appliances. In fact, a very, very, very nice stove that you're going to want to have, I think. It has Android built into it, a big touch screen. It's internet connected. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Very, very cool. We'll talk about a brand new 3D drawing application and hardware. They have this bird thing, they call it, that'll fly through the air, and you hold it in your hand, and the idea is it maps all of the movements in 3 dimensions and allows you to design things, and looking to use it in schools and elsewhere. So they'll be joining us today. We're going to talk with Inrix about the latest in navigation. Vivitar is going to join us talking about their newest camera. Cambridge Consultants will be with us talking about building systems and what they do to help businesses. Clear Sounds will be with us. Michelle's going to talk about what they're doing to help with hearing with some great audio. In fact, these are Clear Sounds headphones I have on right now. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see them. They're fantastic. I use them all the time now for recording the show. They sound great. They let me hear the outside environment. It's perfect. So she'll be joining us. We're going to talk with the Device Renewal Forum today about some old devices, how you can get them renewed and recycled. Earbuds is also going to be with us. Earbuds, I should say. They have been on the show with us since they were founded. And boy, have they gone a long way. You'll find them at Best Buy, all kinds of retailers. These things are great. They go right in your ear. You can use them while you're running outside, exercising. My kids use them all the time. I'm not so much of a runner, frankly. But at any rate, earbuds will be with us. These really are great for all kinds of uses. And then Seal Shield's going to join us, talking about water protection for almost any device. Complete water protection. I mean, you can submerge your devices. So they'll all be with us today. And we're going to go through some of the articles in the news this week. Now, we had a lot of questions from people this week. It was interesting watching the difference between my Twitter followers and my Facebook followers, because Facebook has been really blocking your access to me, for instance. So you like my page on Facebook, and I don't know, there's 1,000, 1,200 people who have liked it on Facebook. And, that's all well and good, and you're supposed to get my posts. But Facebook now wants me to pay Facebook for you to be able to see my posts on Facebook. That's kind of crazy. So we're going to go through some of the posts that you guys liked and you forwarded it to each other on Facebook as well as on Twitter. Now, Twitter, again, still democracy. I post something on Twitter. You will get it if you follow me on Twitter. Not that you always have to read everything that I post, but we get much, much better numbers out of Twitter and all the followers out there. So that's kind of fun, too. So we'll be talking about the 100 world's greatest apps, how Facebook's replacing ad agencies with robots, something that Zuckerberg promised not to do, even when they went public. At his big announcement, he said they weren't going to do that. Oh, I laughed and laughed about this one. I sent this out last week. 23 of the most hilariously unfortunate ad placements ever. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see a few of these things. It is funny, funny, funny. I couldn't stop laughing for 5 minutes as I was going through that. If you're a Christian, you might be counted amongst the number that were extremely offended by Google and have left Google entirely. People have been going over to Bing. I'm going to give you another option. Google will tell you why they were so busy offending Christians. By the way, President Obama did the same thing on the same day, so we'll talk a little bit about that. A very interesting study that came out, and this one is about weight loss surgery. turns out that most of the weight loss from weight loss surgery seems to be coming from the gut bacteria. Yeah, indeed, it changes after you've had weight loss surgery. They're kind of puzzled by this, not sure exactly why, but the new bacteria benefits you in weight loss versus the bacteria you had before. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Millions of teens now are skipping Facebook, and they're using a few different mobile apps here, kind of flirty things like Kik, let's see, Kakao Talk, and also Tencent. And tablets, by the way, are going to outship desktops this year, and they'll outship notebooks next year. Yes, indeed, mobile first should be your motto when it comes to businesses trying to reach out to consumers or, frankly, other businesses. I think Yahoo's got it right. They are absolutely aimed at mobile first as a company. So we'll be talking about all of those and, of course, a whole lot more right here on Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. We have a full 3-hour show today, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Little cough there. Thanks for the cough button. Now, if you follow me on pretty much anything, you can get copies of all of the interviews. They're posted on Facebook and on Twitter, and if there's anything you missed, you can just click on the interview. So if you missed part of today's show, you can always go online and listen in right there. You can also go directly, if you want to podcast.craigpeterson.com. But my launch site, again, is quite simple, craigradio.com, craigradio.com. You're listening to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. About to go through some articles in the news this week. So here's our first one. This is from Business Insider. I posted this earlier. You guys loved it. This is the 100 world's greatest apps. Now, they break them down quite nicely into a bunch of different major categories, so you can kind of jump around. This particular one I'm looking at right now is for finance and business. They really do a nice job here. Here's the 100 list. But the categories are productivity, news and reading, finance and business, social media, photography and video, music and weather and games, entertainment, sports, of course, travel, miscellaneous. So you will enjoy that. You should have a quick peek at that if you haven't already, because they do have a lot of really good apps out there that I think you might like. Okay, next one here is about Facebook. This is also from Business Insider. Jim Edwards wrote this one. And they're saying Facebook served $4.3 billion worth of ads last year, and it's forecast to sell about another $1 billion more in 2013. There's ads all over the place, but as it turns out, the ads that are going up on Facebook don't have any creative component. They're not getting ad agencies involved. The ad agencies are not generating the font they want. They're not able to match the color of their brand, look and feel, all out of the window. Everything, of course, is now using Facebook Black or Blue. That's it. It's being managed entirely by Facebook as well. Expect that to change because the ad agencies and the people who own the brands just aren't going to put up with that, and frankly, for good reason as well. Next article has to do with the humor. This is funny. I really got a cough today. Well, this is funny. You got to see this. If you're watching on YouTube, again, if you go to craigradio.com, click on the YouTube link up there, and you can see, well, this segment here up on YouTube. This first one is a Starbucks truck, and the doors open, and Starbucks name kind of gets abbreviated to the last 4 letters of their name and the first letter of their name. It's quite funny. Here's a magazine ad. Here's a taxi ad. These billboard ad. These things all have components that are oops, probably shouldn't have been there. Here's one on the back of a bus. I assume this is a school bus. Yeah, it must be. It says school on it in school bus yellow. And the ad says, take action, take control, quit. And we're supposed to be smoking, right? But there's a big school logo right next to it, so quit school. Quite funny. I'm not even going to describe that one.
Um, here's a Subway ad, pretty funny. One at an airport, I have to assume. Actually, it might just be a mall. And it shows Turkish Airlines. It has a jetliner flying down the side of the escalator right into the ground. Oh, man, it's funny. Anyways, these are very, very funny. They're all sight gags, basically, so they're difficult to describe online. This one's funny. This is for a local TV station, Local 15. And on the left side of the billboard, it shows the 3 TV personalities. You have to assume this is the news anchor, the weather person, whatever. And so you have the 3 headshots. And then on the right, it says, 3 accused of gang rape. So, obvious implications there. I think you're going to really enjoy this. If you like a good laugh, I was just dying. Some of this stuff is so bad. Oh, my. Again, Business Insider, very funny. Follow it. You can probably still see it on Twitter if you go to my Twitter account, craigradio.com. craigradio.com. Just click on Twitter there. This next one is the Christians here. As I mentioned, Christians are very upset right now with Google. It turns out on Easter, instead of celebrating Easter, which the Christians recognize as the day the resurrection of Jesus Christ occurred, they honored Cesar Chavez, who, of course, was the communist labor leader who was ultimately responsible for just incredible, nasty things, as well as some good stuff that he did over his life, but certainly doesn't reach the level of Christ. So a lot of people are saying, forget it, this is not good. Google in the past has not said anything on Easter Day about Easter. They've celebrated all kinds of different things. Bing, however, which is the Microsoft search engine, had a ton of brightly colored eggs to commemorate Easter. Well, you know, a lot of Christians do the egg thing. And the article says, but in Google's defense, President Barack Obama declared March 31st, which is Easter, as Cesar Chavez Day. So don't know about that. Now, I had mentioned I was going to tell you about another site out there. If you go to, it's DuckDuckGo, I think it is. Yes, this is a website that, it's a search engine that does not track you, does not only track you, but give you information based on your previous searches. So here's the problem that DuckDuckGo, here's another problem DuckDuckGo is trying to solve here. Not just a privacy problem, but if you're searching for something, do you really want to be in a bubble, in a universe, which is what Google locks you into, and Bing is locking you into in many ways, where if you're searching for something, you're always going to get responses that are similar to responses you've had before. Because it knows, for instance, if you're looking for baseball information, you're likely to be looking for the Red Sox or your kid's Little League team. So it's going to skew all of the results based on your previous interest in the Red Sox or in Little League teams. You know, sometimes that's good. But ultimately, you're not going to be able to find information on the Google website when you do your searches in any of the high ranks that maybe should be there, because there's something else more important that just happened in the baseball game, in the game of baseball. DuckDuckGo, you can tell I'm a big sports fan, can't you? DuckDuckGo doesn't do any of that. It doesn't say, hey, listen, this guy, he's always searching for the Red Sox, so I'm going to give him Red Sox stuff. DuckDuckGo does it based on what it matches as the most important result for you. So have a look at DuckDuckGo. They don't track you. They have a better search engine because of the way they do things, and I think you'll enjoy it. This is very interesting. This is a Reuters article. And this talks about the digestive tract here, the gut bacteria. And the logic behind weight loss surgery seems simple. Sharon Begley, who wrote this, says, rearrange the digestive tract so the stomach can hold less food and the food bypasses part of the small intestine, allowing fewer of a meal's calories to be absorbed. But a study of lab mice published Wednesday begs to differ. It concludes that one of the most common and effective forms of bariatric surgery, called
Roux-en-Y gastric bypass melts away pounds not